Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports for Supper. And we're back here. This is our third show of the year. We missed the last two because of the Thursday night football games, but it's good to be back here doing these shows at Sammy's. I'm Jared Lucky, along with Maury Stein, Dwayne Garza, and Jeff Stivers is here. And guys, are coming off a football victory. Dwayne's going to give some volleyball updates.
Coming off volleyball victory, too.
Everybody playing well right now, and week in the volleyball continuing district.
Yeah. And Jared, if you don't mind, why don't you just last two shows?
So the last couple of games were on Thursday nights for the football games, and because of that, the JV and freshman games were moved to Wednesday night, and the coaches and stuff couldn't have a show, and so we'll have one more Thursday night game. I think that's next week.
That's next week.
And we're actually going to do a abbreviated kind of show up in the press box, and I know we're supposed to have the cross country on for that, and we're going to do.
We may do a little something different too. We may actually have a camera up there and have a camera on, so it'll be a little bit different. We're going to be coming live from the press box, and that's next Wednesday prior to the Thursday night football game.
Yeah, and we're gonna later on, and we'll just jump right into it here. Dwayne, if you want to go on with the volleyball.
Athletes with her, and we'll talk to them in a little bit, but we'll start out talking to Coach Griggs, and I'll give us a brief update. Right now, the Panthers in district play, they're undefeated. They're 7-0, and they're obviously at the top of the rankings right now, and followed by McCullum. Best win is 2-6, and Southside is 1-5. The big thing there is that McCullum is 5-0, and Medina Valley 7-0 district. And guess who we play Friday night? We've got a big matchup against McCullum Friday night, and that is away at McCullum. There's a makeup game that they scheduled for Saturday, and that's from the first round against McCullum. And if that's at home?
11.
At 11.
11 o'clock.
Okay, so that's changed. So 11 a.m. is the makeup game, and we've started the first game of the second round, and the Panthers played Southwest last night. 3-0. One thing I would like to say is that of the 14 matches that the Panthers have played, 10 have been 3-0 victories. So congratulations to you and Coach Griggs on that.
Thank you.
We haven't done that in a long time. I don't think have that many 3-0 wins. The only other ones that have won any sets have been Lavernia, East Central, Tivy, and Harlandale. The rest have been 3-0. So good job so far.
Thank you.
Want to talk a little bit about McCullum? That big matchup coming up this Friday.
Well, I mean, we've scouted them, so they're going to play really good defense. They could have two. They may have no blockers, which is to our advantage. If they're going to give us an open net, we're going to swing, and we're going to swing hard. But, they play defense like there's 10 people on the floor instead of just 6. So.
And they're kind of McCullum and Harlandale are new to the district this year.
Right.
And they've always been kind of the same team. They're real scrappy. Those Southside teams, they don't give up. And I know we've had fits with them before in non-district and over the summer leagues also, correct?
Right.
And I wouldn't the next time we play Harlandale again, because the last time we played Harlandale, it was one of our toughest matches, and we ended up winning 3-2.
Right. It's, they just play a high-energy game. They're going to try to catch you off guard. They're court smart, so they know when you're cheating. So, if your middle back doesn't go home, they're going to shoot a corner, or they're going to send a second ball over, or you can't take a mental break with these teams. You have to stay focused. You can't get your feelings hurt when they dig a ball, because they're going to dig a ball. And it's going to come back over, and you just I think our best match that we controlled our own game very good, but we also didn't give them 11, 12, 13 points of free points, just us hitting the ball out or missing a serve, that kind of thing.
Well, you want you definitely want to play some really tough teams to see how good your team is, but you need to have some of those games where you're expected to win what they've got. So it's kind of you have everything. And I would think at any given match you could lose. I mean, if they bring their A game, especially the lower tier ones, they could easily. I mean, we had a tough time with Harlandale. That's we won 3-7. Who was it? Was it Floresville?
Right.
And each set was within, I think, 2 or 3 points.
Right. It's just, our first part of our district schedule was front loaded with more home games, and then now we've had to do some schedule changes, and so we are having to play, 4 out of the next 5 matches on the road. So. It'll see what we're made of. We've been having good practice. knows that we have to push each other in practice. You know, we're going to be the reason
You're at this point, he's getting ready.
differently to where different lineups to have a different look. We can, and we'll be ready for that.
Well, it'll kind of throw a little wrench for the teams that have been scouting.
Right.
And I know that they like to watch after our games. I'm sure that if they do their homework, they're kind of watching our broadcast to see what we look like. So yeah, it have something in your back pocket, I would think would be real advantageous.
The discrepancy in the games played, I'm looking at the record, in 1-0 and 5-0 for McCullum. Is that because of COVID reasons?
Yeah, so McCullum had to take 2 weeks off, and then Harlandale, after we beat them, they had to take 2 weeks off because of COVID restrictions.
Yeah, and McCullum has only played district games. That's all they've
Right.
played.
And they share the same?
They don't share the same facility.
They don't?
No.
Okay. Only the football.
Only football.
Okay. And Coach Griggs reached a milestone, Dwayne.
Yeah, we need to talk a little.
We need to
about
talk
that.
a little bit about that.
Congratulations. It wasn't just not too long ago. We talked about 400 wins.
You're right. That was like 2 years ago.
Was it like 2 years ago? It didn't seem like that long ago, and now we're at
450.
450
And counting.
And counting.
Yeah.
We got quite a few to go still. We want to get a whole bunch more this season. Coach Griggs, where else did you coach? I mean, a little bit about your background.
I was at Hondo for 13 years.
Or was it that long? 13
Yeah.
years.
This is my 24th season to be a head coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So just Medina Valley and Hondo?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No, that's good. That
That's-
450 wins, that's
That's got to be way up there.
Yes.
I read an article like it's earlier in the week about some of the coaching victories, and there was a coach celebrating their 300.
7 and 900 too.
That's a
But
ton.
That's a lot.
I mean, that is
got to around that long, you might get to
as
700.
opposed to like the teams prior. The defensive specialists have done a really good job this year, but I've noticed it's a little different.
I think the biggest difference, and maybe it's just because of the situation that we're in. I think we are playing more with is a little more solid than it was last year, which helps your offense. So
So
when
that's
you're,
where it starts.
especially on service eve, we're just able to put a ball in a good spot where we can do something with it. So.
All right, so Southwest was last night, won 3 sets to 0. McCullum is Friday, and then a follow-up. The makeup game against McCullum is Saturday. So the Friday game is away, and the Saturday game is home. And we're looking at 11 a.m. for that makeup game.
Have one of those, so fill the gym to 50% capacity. Let's see if we can approach that. I don't think we've even been close. Wear a pink shirt. Do a shout out for all the people who have had breast cancer and survived it, or maybe didn't.
Yeah, show up Friday night
Yeah.
to the game and wear pink if you can.
That
and
Saturday.
I'm sorry,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
And Friday
At McCollum.
at McCullum, if you can help us out by showing up there, and if you don't, we'll have it live for you, and we'll have it with video too. So we have 3 matches this week. I guess again, the first one was against Southwest. We won last night. McCullum on Friday, McCullum on Saturday. Next week, getting into the meat of the.
Nope.
You're
If you want
good.
to move on to the players, you can.
Okay, did you want to take a break or
No,
just move
we'll
on?
wait until after.
Okay, so introduce yourself.
I'm Spencer McCool. I'm Madison Sotelo.
Spencer, what grade are you? You're actually one of the leaders on the team, and you're not even. This year, as opposed to the previous years, you feel a lot more comfortable being on the court. And
Yeah, because I played with these girls like in middle school. I mean,
talk
It
a little bit
feels
about
a
being
little
out there as a
different.
freshman.
being out there as a freshman was, difficult at first, but take it off. Like that's what I've learned. Like this year, I try to just move on. Like my freshman and sophomore year, I would kind of hang on to it, and it would affect the rest of my game, like one mistake. But I think I've gotten better at that this year, and that's one of the main things.
And your position, Spencer?
Outside hitter.
You're considered an outside hitter, but you play all the way around though, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, and then you've actually played. Do you set it all this year?
No.
No.
I haven't said.
Not yet.
So when you're getting set the ball, what is your call to the setter? How does it set the ball to?
Well, the setter, it just depends on usually the pass, if it's good or not. If the pass is perfect, we're going to try to give it to our middles because usually like 90% of the time it's going to be a kill. If it's out of system, which means it's off the net, then usually we'll give it to a pin hitter, which means like the set's just not like
You lost me.
the
What?
pass isn't that
What's a
great.
pin hitter?
A pin hitter is like the left side or the right side in front row.
Know that?
So the last 3 matches, I mean, you've had a double-digit kills, I believe. I don't know about what it was last time, but you were close to it. Is that something that's not typical, or because we just recently started keeping stats, but you've had 10, 11, 12 kills. Is that a good night for you?
Yeah, that's a pretty good night.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes.
But not to mention that I think you had some service aces too, and I think you had a couple of blocks too.
Yeah.
All right, you want to slide the microphone?
What other sports does she play? What other sports do you play?
I just play volleyball.
Just
'cause I
volleyball?
play it year
She
round.
plays it year round. Good job, Spencer.
Thank you.
And this is Madison Havey. Madison, you were. What position do you play? We'll start out with
I'm
that.
a right side hitter.
Okay, so you're a right side hitter. Now, last year you were on the varsity during the playoffs, correct?
The whole season.
Was it the whole season? Golly, it's moving quick then, isn't it? Because you got moved up in the playoffs for the playoffs, right? The freshman year.
Time flies, Dwayne.
I lost a year somewhere there. Same thing. You're a rotation player, right?
Yes.
You come in. Who do you come in for?
Normally Madison.
Okay, and y'all come in as a group, that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but you come in? She comes in as a setter. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. And your main position was an outside hitter,
Right side hitter.
but you actually get quite a few blocks too, don't you?
Sometimes.
Would you rather block or would you rather kill?
Kill.
They all like the kills.
So, y'all both play the same position? Are y'all ever on the court at the same time, or
We're on at the same time, but she's the other pin, so we're on opposite sides.
so y'all are?
So she's
Outside
on the
hitters,
left
but
side
on-
and I'm on the right now.
Well, so you have to rotate, right? So you're on the front row, you have to rotate. And if you were going to be an outside hitter, when it's time for you to go to
Well, me and Kyla will switch because she'll be pulled back. So I'll go to the right side and she comes around to middle.
okay, and then on the
But the front,
that you can move.
but the back can't come to the front.
Right.
I'm learning.
you're learning. We're trying, Maury. We're trying to teach you about volleyball. Before you know it, we're going to have you broadcasting volleyball.
Try anything.
So do you guys watch scout tape too, or y'all just leave that up to the coaches?
Last year we watched it, but this year I haven't watched any.
So where do y'all get your information from?
The coaches.
They feed it down to you?
Yes.
So when down there, when the coaches, are all the coaches helping y'all out? Is that how it
Yes.
works? Do y'all practice with the JV?
We
also?
practice at the same time, and sometimes we'll combine during drills.
Do y'all do like scrimmages and stuff too? Against
Sometimes.
them?
What other sports do you play?
I play softball.
Position?
A pitcher.
Pitcher?
Looking forward to softball. Hopefully
Yes.
they'll have a season this year.
Hopefully.
All right, slide the microphone down. So we have Madison Sotelo with us here. Madison is
I'm a junior.
you're a junior.
Put your defense out there first,
yeah,
absolutely.
100% of the time. Yeah, that's it. That's who I am.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
absolutely.
that.
Guys, anything else?
No.
Good. All right. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend, or on Friday. It's
Yeah.
a weekend.
That's a weekend.
And, yeah.
It's a weekend.
And we're going to get 4 of the players that he's brought with him up here, but we're going to take a break first, and then we'll come back and talk to them. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
MVBN.
Sammy's Restaurant and Hades Alsatian Bakery, 2 legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Hades Alsatian Bakery a must-visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Hades Alsatian Bakery, online at hadesbakery.com.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at DoubleTHunting.com.
Medina Electric Cooperative was built by this community more than 80 years ago to deliver safe, reliable, and affordable energy. We are proud to serve this community beyond the power lines. You can find us supporting your kids' Little League, sponsoring school events, hosting safety presentations, and more. We're honored to belong to this community. Keep up with Medina Electric from the power lines to the sidelines on social media or at medinaec.org.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper. And we just had Coach Crisp on, and now we're joined by four of the football players. We'll have Caden Hernandez. Both of the Tomasellis are going to be here, and Seth Bullard is here as well. And we'll start with Caden down on the end, and if you'll tell us your position, your number, and what year you are.
Caden Hernandez, number 13. I'm a senior, and I play running back.
And we'll stay down there with you, and we'll just Caden, we've seen you at running back, we've seen you at receiver before. You have a lot of speed. Is that what you feel like your strength is?
Yeah, I feel like speed and just ball vision and ball IQ and knowing what to do with the football.
Now you're the primary running back when you're lined up next to Rash, and when those plays are called for you, what are you basically looking for on your line? Are you looking for holes to open up? Are you looking to just kind of make it up as you go? What are you looking for?
Well, so most of our plays are designed to have a lead back or a pulling guard. So I mainly look for line movement, which side of the line is moving forward, which side of the line is moving back. And then from there I look at my path, and from there I just kind of choose and pick holes and look for cutbacks and just kind of hide behind my guys and just get as many yards as I can.
So what is your favorite thing, catching the ball out of the backfield or a little sweep, or what play do you like when it comes in? You say, okay, that's the one I want.
Well, so I like anything that they give me. So if outsides are covered and they're letting us run up the middles, I like a lead block. I like running up the middle. If they have no inside, if we have inside penetration and all the outsides open, like sweeps on the outside and a little throw, dump off here and there is just whatever they give me.
Well, then you caught a 38-yard touchdown pass last week, right? They swung it out to you, and then you made the rest happen with your legs. Tell us a little bit about that play.
So whenever I come out of the backfield, I'm not going to say I jog, but I take my time getting out there. Once I catch the ball, I face where I'm going and kind of pick and choose whose backs are turned, what do I have, what are my lanes, and then after that I just speed up and use the rest.
Would you rather take a handoff to the house or a pass to the house?
Handoff. I like the idea of running up the middle and running to the outside. All it really takes is a block or two to just the safety, the outside linebacker, and make a man miss, and the rest is speed.
Give him 6 inches of daylight and he's gone, right?
Well, one of the things I like to see from Caden, and just as recently, the yards after contact. I mean, the extra yardage that he fights for, and he's actually getting 3, 5, 10 yards sometimes after contact. So been hitting the hole hard and really fighting to get those extra yardages. I just want to say, good deal, man. I'd like to see more of that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What are you seeing from Bernie Champion this week that your position is going to have to deal with?
Well, so Bernie Champion is a very big team. They're very aggressive, and they're very fast. They flow a lot. So main thing that we want to do, what I want to do, is just get some offensive line movement. As long as we can move the line back or forward, as long as we can move the line forward and just hide behind the double teams and the ISOs, 3 to 4 yards is simple. It's just making the rest with my feet.
Yep.
When he says over aggressive, that means we're going to get our wish because we like the draws and the screen passes is what we like to see. When you got an over aggressive team, that's where you nip them in the butt right there.
Yep. And you also play basketball, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to play again this year?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Looking forward to that.
Of course.
Do you do
yes.
track or anything else too? Or
What's funny for track is I've always tried to do track, but I've always been injured or had something come up where I couldn't do it. So.
The knee's 100% now?
Yes. I like to think it is. I wear a knee brace. I've been working out, gained a lot of weight, and hope that it stays intact.
Well, Caden, thanks for joining us. And we'll move down and tell us your name, number.
Can I ask you one more question?
Ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
These guys know the routine already.
Yeah.
You going to call your shot? You going to score a touchdown Friday night?
I'd like to.
Runner pass?
Runner pass. I'm going to say pass.
All right. Called his shot. There you go. I like that. And it works.
Yep. My name is Michael Tomaselli. I'm number 5, and I'm a junior.
And you play defensive back,
yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the game last week. One of y'all had an interception. It was Bullard. I knew one of y'all did, and it was returned for a touchdown, but I didn't remember which one it was.
He had one the game before.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what happens when you come on the show,
yep.
by the way.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about the Southwest game and some of the positives that y'all can do moving forward to this week.
The Southwest game really showed us who stepped up, and we learned that we can adapt on the fly on whatever team shows. We can adapt to it, and I think that's gonna help a lot come Champion Friday.
What kind of receivers does Champion have?
About average height, 6 foot, fast. We'll cover them.
Going to play a lot of man?
Depends. We're gonna be really critical on the down and distance. You don't want to be too aggressive on something that we can play the sticks on, and just not really risk any points being scored on us.
What would you rather play, man or zone?
I'm a zone player. I love covering my zone. I mean, that's just what I'm good at, and I love to do it.
Is there a certain side of the field you're going to go on if there's a strong side? Or
I like to cover the away side, like on the visitor side. I like to cover the visitor side, I'll say that. A lot of teams are more comfortable going to the visitor side, so I think I'm capable of stopping them on the visitor side.
Is that usually a receiver from the slot, or is that one that's lined up outside?
It's mainly the one lined up outside, the tall one, the tall and lanky one.
So do you go to weak side or strong side? Or do you even move, or do you stay?
I don't move.
Okay,
I don't move.
So you stay on.
I stay on the visitor side at all times. Yes, sir.
And tell us a little. So, what would you rather do? Make a interception, or would you rather come up and just stuff somebody at the line? What?
I want to take one to the house. That's my favorite thing to do.
You also were lined up a few times in punt formation or in kickoffs, correct?
Kick return.
Kick return.
Kick return and punt, yes, sir.
Would you rather take a kickoff to the house or an interception to the house?
I think kick return. That would be a lot of fun.
You calling your shot?
I'm calling one, yes, sir.
Yeah, there we go.
What's it like with this guy next to you now on the same team?
It's a lot of fun, you know. I get to teach him. He teaches me because I don't really see a lot of receivers taller than. Like I see a lot of receivers taller than me, but none of them. He's a lot more physical than most of them because I'm his brother. He's gonna be naturally more physical than. He's gonna try to, and then I get to learn a lot from him, like what he likes to do, and then what I can fight off with against other receivers.
So when y'all go home, do y'all still talk football, or do y'all just leave it on the field?
We talk football a little bit. You know, we don't want to get too heated in the moment. It's just we talk football. We're trying to make each other better at all times.
Ever go head to head in practice?
We did the other day. Yes, sir.
Who won that battle?
I did. Yes,
we'll ask the same question here in a little bit.
Right? Get a different answer too, probably. You play any other sports, Michael?
Yes, sir. I'm the soccer goalie. Yes, sir.
How is that team gonna look this year?
It'll be fun. You know, a lot of young kids coming up to learn, and it'll be a lot of fun.
When does that season start? It's already around basketball, isn't it? Somewhere in that area, November.
It's around basketball,
yeah,
yes, sir.
November,
And then, like,
someone like that.
Basketball, and then transfer over to track, over track season.
Well, and this year it might be weird because football season's lasting
It's into
longer, so
December,
it's going to
yeah.
take into basketball and everything else.
Yeah.
Do you ever bring the wrong gloves to football practice?
No, if I don't have my soccer gloves, I'll just go barehanded. I don't want to. Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for joining us,
Yes, sir. Good
job.
and we'll pass it on down. And we have a first time in the house here. Tell us your name, number, position.
My name is Troy. I play wide receiver. I'm number 84.
And you were on JV last year?
No,
or
sir.
no, you were on varsity
No,
last
sir.
year?
I haven't played in 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't know that. So tell us a little bit about coming back now this year and stepping back into the
it's
role.
been different because of COVID. It's definitely shifted everything over. But I mean, I've been training, so I mean, I'm feeling healthy and I'm just ready to go.
Has it been an injury that has kept you out
Yes,
the
sir.
last couple
My
years?
back. Yes, sir. My lower back.
okay.
I had some stress fractures.
You don't know a chiropractor that can fix that, do you?
Well, my dad. But
No, I know.
So
But-
what's the height advantage?
It's a lot. I mean, 2 inches.
A lot.
2
Oh.
inches. You know, just. But I mean, it's there.
It's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
being
is.
with
It's a
your
lot
brother
of
out
fun,
there
yeah.
and you know bringing it home and talking about it, and your dad's got to be very proud of you guys. So, hats off to him also.
You're back good, though? I mean, what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. I mean, it's just. I mean, it's way better this year. I mean, last year I think I came in for 1 game, like 3 plays, and then my back started hurting again, where I couldn't even walk. So I mean, it's better now.
Do you have to wear anything
No, sir.
while you play?
Just
No?
stretch a lot. Just take care of it. Yes, sir. Just like any other injury, maybe like a hamstring pull or something like that. I
Wait.
just had to do the same stuff.
If the game's tied and we got a minute and a half left and you go out there, what do you want? What play do you want to be called where you can take it to the house?
I mean, I like a lot of screen plays. I think screen plays is where I shine because once I get the ball in my hand quick, I think I could do a lot with my speed.
So is that
just once I get going?
kind of where you line up in trips and you take 2 steps back and the other 2 block, or is that something? Or would you be lined up in the slot on the screen?
It depends on the play call, but I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, yeah, you go for screens sometimes, but sometimes we just, you know what I mean? You just kind of keep on going like that. Sometimes we play slot.
So is that your favorite route to run, or you have a different
No,
one?
sir. I think just a go route. My vertical is just my favorite route.
The go
Just
route.
go up and get it. Yes, sir.
The sluggo.
Are you
Fade.
on any special teams?
No, sir.
Don't do any.
And do you play any other sports?
Yes, sir. I play soccer, and I hope I'm gonna do track this year, but soccer interferes with track a little bit. So,
What position do you play in soccer?
defensive back.
Okay.
Left defensive back or right. Yes, sir.
So you're taking a lot of flack from him then.
Yes, sir.
Don't let him get by him, or what?
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll have you back on here.
Yes, sir.
And now we'll go to Seth Bullard, who has kind of become a staple on the show here. We've had him in here a lot.
Him and Mikey.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he just comes for the nachos. I'm telling you.
But he's so skinny, he don't eat any.
That's why he's the first one here tonight. All right, so go ahead and tell us your year in school, your number, position.
Yeah, I'm Seth Bullard. I'm number 15. I play inside linebacker.
And you had an interception return for a touchdown
Yes, sir.
last week. Tell us a little bit about that play.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of momentum going into that, which made it even more exciting. Wasn't very exciting whenever I got back to the sideline. I was gassed out from celebrating. But, yeah, I think we just had a lot of drives where our defense was successful. We were all having a good time, and I think whenever I heard downside hike, I kind of went slow-mo. I was like, wait, something's going on here. And ball hit my hands and kind of just took off. I really didn't hear anything. I think Michael could tell you he had an interception last year. I think whenever the ball hits your hands, you don't really hear anything until you go to the goal line. And, a lot of defensive backs will tell you that too. But it was just really exciting. I think our first defensive touchdown this year, and one to remember for sure.
Yep, and being on the defense and being able to do something like that, those are game changers, momentum changers. Tell us a little bit about what that means to the team to be able to get something like that.
I think it just gives us stuff to look forward to going on the week. So now everybody else wants a pick six. Everybody else wants to return a punt. Everyone else wants to do something. And I'm thankful I was the first one, so I kind of have some bragging rights around here.
Well, and that was the deepest that the Dragons had got in the Medina Valley territory when that when that happened.
Yeah.
How far was the return?
I think it was only 38.
Yeah, it was like 38 or something.
Because they didn't cross midfield too many
No,
times
they
against
didn't.
the defense. Y'all
No,
played
they
great.
didn't do much.
Another one this week?
Oh, I'll call it. Sure, let's go. I'm not saying me. I'm saying one of us is gonna get one.
But was there, when you were listening to the call by their quarterback or whoever, an idea where the ball was going to go, or you just drifted back and it?
Well, I first thing I read is I read the lineman. I saw the lineman stepped up for pass block, saw the quarterback rolled out, and from there I don't even remember, to be honest. It just he threw the ball, it hit my hands, and I took off. It's just reading.
Well, it didn't take you long to cover 38 yards either.
I got a lot of.
And I don't think anybody was going to get in his way either. But you know.
And you're on special teams as well, right?
Yes, sir. I'm on kickoff. Well, basically everything, really. And sometimes I'm off the field if defense has a long drive. But yes, sir.
You're on kick return too, right? Or do you?
No,
you're
sir,
not.
I'm not on kick return.
Okay. So what, as far as, do you rather take one to the house like you did last week, or are you more in depth to trying to stop them at the line of scrimmage and trying to get a big stop there?
Well, I think any chance we get to score and help out our offense, if they're struggling, then we have to pick them up. I think if we can score, that's what I want to do. Of course, stopping people on fourth down, that's awesome. We get to celebrate, we get to everything, have our offense go out there. But I think any chance we get to put points on the board is what we want.
How much is it a relief to know that you have these guys in the secondary that got your back if you miss a tackle or are out of position one time, these guys clean it up?
Oh, it's great knowing that I have a lot of guys that are going to get after it. And that's another prediction I'm willing to make, and it's not really a prediction because I know I'm going to have 11 guys that are going to get after it this week.
And tell us a little bit about, so Tyler Mangum plays safety behind you guys, and tell us a little bit about, is he calling out plays to y'all, deep reads and things like that?
He's kind of the linebacker of the secondary, so to speak. So I, with my other linebacker, Alexander Luna, we call out our coverage for our linebackers, and then Tyler takes care of the secondary coverage with these guys. But they work as a team.
Yeah, and he seems to be everywhere. Mangum does.
They all seem to be everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, good luck this week.
Yes, sir.
Do you play any other sports?
I powerlift.
You powerlift? And
Yes, sir.
when does that kind of go on?
Same time as basketball and all that nonsense.
Well, guys, nonsense. Well, good luck to you guys this
Cade's
weekend.
laughing.
Starting, district play.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, and we hope to see you guys back here later on this season.
Yes, don't let them intimidate you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break and come back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
MVBN.
Todd Ray Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Todd Ray Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by Peerless Equipment. Your Florida Medina Valley Broadcast Network, we Peerless Equipment specializes in Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Headed out to the game? Then make a stop at your local Valley Mart convenience store. With 12 area locations, Valley Mart is always right around the corner. Fuel yourself and your vehicle with quality branded gas and diesel, snacks, and fountain drinks. Always convenient, well lit with clean restrooms. Valley Mart, family owned and operated since 1984, and a proud supporter of Medina Valley athletics and area youth sports for over 30 years.
Here at Medina Valley Broadcast Network, we love all sports. We currently broadcast football, volleyball, basketball, softball, and baseball. We not only serve Medina Valley, we also can broadcast other schools in the area in multiple sports. If your business is interested in having us broadcast a single game or a season, and you want to be part of the action, contact Jeff Stivers at 830-931-4504 or email him at jeff@mvbn.net. Sammy's Restaurant and Hades Alsatian Bakery, two legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Hades Alsatian Bakery a must-to-visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Hades Alsatian Bakery, online at hadesbakery.com. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper as we are
testing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good on the mic levels there, and welcome back here as we had volleyball on, we had the football on, and we'll talk a little bit, about those matchups and air times and things like that going forward. Guys, what do y'all have for this week? I know we've got our picks to make later on. What do y'all want to start with?
I'd just let Dwayne go over what the volleyball schedule is.
Well, I don't have much as of other sports, but I'll do a quick cross-country update on the Saturday, October 10th, cross-country at the Medina Valley High School Invitational. Varsity girls took first place, and the varsity boys took first place. So they had a great meet, and that was on October 10th. And then on the 17th at Liberty Hill against Liberty Hill and South, the Liberty Hill Invitational there, the boys team took first place overall, and the girls team took third place. So the cross-country is moving along, and I know they've got a big meet coming up, Jeff.
District meet next Thursday morning. The girls run at 9 a.m. and the boys run after that. So
okay, now this is a question for those who follow it but don't exactly.
You can bring
is each team, Dwayne, allowed a certain amount of runners per?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and I don't know how many that is. I want to say it's probably like 6, but you can have 2 teams entered also.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because we've won first place in the boys and the girls several times, and I'm wondering if it's because we put more people out there in the race, or if everything's even.
It's like golf. You only count so many towards the final.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the team totals. Then you have your individual totals also. So, and you know what? Wednesday we'll have the cross-country coaches on, and they'll be able to explain a little bit.
There you go.
Absolutely. So we'll save those questions for Wednesday. We'll have them up there, and we'll talk a little bit about what they've done in the past and what they've got upcoming. And the only other one I have is a swim update, and I know it's a little old. That's October 10th. The swim team went up against Uvalde in Fredericksburg. They placed second overall, and I know on the 17th they went back to Uvalde, and they raced against Uvalde, Cole, and Southwest Legacy, and I don't have an update for you on what happened there, but we'll get an update on the swim team for the next one, too.
Was Saturday, wasn't it?
Yes.
I could have, if I'd have known, I could have called my friend Ryan Burris. His son swims for the team, and I know that
we had
he
the
had
swim team coach on last year, I believe, and we probably need to get him back over here and at least give us some updates of what's going on.
just to see how how they performed and everything.
Somebody else we can maybe have on next Wednesday. Since football coaches will be coaching and volleyball will be doing volleyball, and so.
And as far as volleyball, the volleyball team's doing great. I mean, they're undefeated in the district right now, and I know Jeff and I have watched quite a few, if not almost all of the matches, and they've gotten better.
Thoroughly impressed. Your senior leaders are doing their job. You've got a couple of young ones that are stepping up. I mean, it's really impressive to watch the girls and tune in and watch them if you can't make it out to the games. We've got all the games. We won't have Saturday on, but we'll have Friday night's broadcast. And let me go out on a limb here real quick.
Hope it's a big one that you don't fall.
It's a big limb, but I've watched several other broadcasts from around the area of volleyball, and there is no doubt that we have the best volleyball play-by-play guy. Dwayne Garza does an excellent job of volleyball, and Maury, you and I have talked about this before. I've learned stuff just listening to him call a game. So, Dwayne, you do a great job. Thank you
very much.
What I've noticed also about the volleyball team is the infusion of the underclassmen.
Well, and
I mean, we had three juniors here. You also have, I think you have a sophomore up there.
Well, you
also in that starting rotation. I mean, you're
Haley Hurtado is a sophomore, and she's playing like a senior right now.
It's set for
absolutely
a run for a long time.
No, they've got a good group, and as when Jeff and I go to these games, we have to get there an hour early to set up. And so we get to watch a little bit of the junior varsity. Then junior varsity's been playing quite well, and they've got some girls, and that is comprised of nothing but sophomores. So they've got up-and-coming players, and their record is just as good as the varsity record. I don't know what it is exactly, but they've rattled off a whole bunch of wins. So the volleyball team is going to be set for a few years.
Yeah, and we played Thursday the last 2 weeks in football. So Friday night, being bored, I could drive around and listen to a lot of the high school games that were going around. You talk about Dwayne being good. My partner over here, Jared Lucky, can do play-by-play with anybody, and I'll put my reputation on that.
You'll get to hear him do some basketball, which is his prime time. I think, didn't you start out doing basketball games?
I like doing baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah, he likes that.
I like baseball.
I thought you did a real good job with basketball also. So
I enjoy doing basketball. It moves faster than
matter of fact,
everything else.
it'll probably be. I haven't found somebody for the girls broadcast on the girls broadcast if he accepts it. It may interfere with a hunt or two, but no, you guys y'all do a great job, and we all appreciate everything you guys have done for Medina Valley sports and the broadcast network. So
just do it because we love to do it, and we love the kids and the fans, and that the kids is what makes it for me. I just enjoy just talking about them because they're great people. They're to come out there and give it all for your school. Everybody has been in that situation. Cool.
And I'll say this: that you hear a lot of bad talk about the kids nowadays, and the group of kids that we have here at Medina Valley, and you've seen them sit across us, and they're some good kids. They're intelligent. They know how to do it, and they're passionate about the sport they play.
Well mannered.
Well mannered, and you got to take your hat off to just about everyone that's been here, that's come through. The youth now today, but whatever's happening here needs to be all over the place.
And they give good interviews. They're easy to talk to on the air. I went through college doing a lot of public speaking and a lot of having to talk in front of class, and you would be surprised at how many people just were scared to death just to stand in front of 20 people in front of class and give a small presentation. And these guys will talk on here, and there's lots of people listening to it.
And I'll tell you what, Jared, you got to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff because they're role models for these kids, and you got to give a lot of credit to the coaches there because they're leading them the right direction.
And Dwayne, I'm going to butt in here real quick because
we want to put the waiter on here.
They have brought the creme de la creme. It's Jared Lucky's 35th birthday, and we want to wish him a happy birthday. And Mr. Allen,
we want to talk to the young man who takes care of us on
week in and week out.
And on Wednesday nights. Always. Your name, sir?
My name is Alan. I'm a waiter here at Sammy's, also a bartender, and I've been taking care of these gentlemen for about a year now, I think, right?
And what's the cake for?
The cake is for Mr. Jared here. It's his 35th birthday.
You can short me a year, though, if you want. That's okay.
And so, we thought we'd bring this cake out for
you. And then that's something that Sammy's does whenever somebody else comes in, and they'll always present them with a cake.
Absolutely.
You don't have to eat it here. You can always take what's left home. And, hats off to – and those are all baked at the bakery right across the street at Abe's Bakery.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
Abe's Bakery is a sponsor. Well, hats off to the waiting staff here, and appreciate all you do put up with us, and for Ann for hosting us here. So, Sammy's does a real good job taking care of us. And any of you guys, this is not just for us. Y'all need to come out and have a drink with us and eat nachos and listen to these kids come and talk. It's a wide open thing, and we encourage you guys to come out and visit with us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for choosing Sammy's. We appreciate that.
You got it.
Thanks, Alan.
My pleasure.
You too.
All right, man. That looks like a.
That looks good.
Looks like a carrot cake, maybe. I don't know.
It looks good.
It looks good.
A little bit, so we'll
Yeah.
have to finish this up quick. But real quick for Friday.
Hey, and we're not singing Happy Birthday.
No,
by the way.
no.
Okay.
I want to
okay.
hear Maury sing.
I do.
Absolutely not.
So just real quick to finish up the volleyball thing, a big match Friday night against McCollum. 2 undefeated teams going up against each other, and it's going to determine who's going to be sitting up the top of first place in the district.
You can almost say it's a double hitter
Yep, because
because
Saturday's
Saturday night you redo it again.
It's it's Saturday. It's a noon start on
11.
Saturday.
11.
Oh, they
She
moved
said
it again.
yes.
They've moved it again.
Coach
and,
Griggs
and
said
don't be
11.
surprised if it gets moved again since McCullum shut down their school
Yeah, I know.
today because of COVID. Their football team has forfeited the next 2 football games. So don't be surprised if something else happens with volleyball.
So,
but-
and speaking about birthdays, I know it's a few days late, but Coach Griggs had her 50th.
I didn't say it. You
her
said
50th birthday
It's a good thing you're
Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're
I
right.
wasn't going to say it when she was sitting right here.
Yeah.
So if you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
make it out to McCollum for the Friday night match, you can watch us on the Medina Valley Broadcast Network. And then so Saturday's at home. Wear your pink. If you can't watch us on, we won't be.
Saturday will not be there.
We will
yes.
not be there doing the broadcast Saturday. So show up, wear your pink, and support the Panthers.
Yep.
And we also have the football game this week. We'll be traveling to Bernie for that game. It's a start of district. Bernie champion, rated in the top 10 in the state. It's going to be a tough game for the Panthers, but we'll be there to do that game. It's a 7:30 start, 7:15 airtime. We'll be on. And guys, what do y'all think about this game coming up?
I'm not going to call any shots that we've done. Had the football players go out on a limit, and just bear with them, guys. We put them up. We put them up to that because there's none of them going to come on and do that. But we put them up to it, and they go along with it and say, okay, I'm going to run a kickoff. So they do it in fun, and like we say, they're good young men. I just want a good ball game.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I want a good close ball game. I want everybody to give 100%, and win, lose, or draw. Let's just play our best.
For a long time there, Medina Valley wasn't competing with Bernie. Blowout games in the last 3 years. Medina Valley's won 2 out of those 3 games. Back and made it a close game. Unfortunately, a couple of things went against them there in the end. But they played Bernie Champion very tight the last few years, beat them twice, and you know that Champion's got this game circled.
Oh,
on their
absolutely.
calendar.
Yeah, no, and they take us seriously because we play them to the wire. So yeah, definitely they have this game circled. They know that they're not to overlook us or look further in the district. But this game has been circled because it's the first game, and they know it's going to be a tough game.
Yep.
My thoughts are stay healthy.
Yeah, that's some.
Because this is the first district game. This is one that you may have penciled in as a loss when you first looked at the schedule. And the ones that you pencil in as W's are following this game. And so stay healthy. Be great to get a W. But stay healthy, I think, is the main thing.
Well,
in this game.
and the key thing you mentioned is the ones that you circled for W's. Every other game in district, we've all circled as a win because of the way everybody's beating everybody and everybody's.
Not only that,
you
Maury,
know.
but not knowing what this COVID stuff's going to do. You see it every week now. There's games across the state that are getting canceled, and and they're not getting canceled and rescheduled necessarily. Although our district did a good thing by working in 2 dates, open dates, so that they can replay them. But a lot of games are getting canceled and being forfeits, and like McCullum. McCullum's forfeiting 2 games the next 2 weeks in their district because they don't have dates worked in there. So hopefully we can avoid all that and stay healthy and just keep playing football. These kids deserve it, and they need to
Well, let me just
keep
say
playing.
this: these 4 kids who are sitting here today are going to play to win on Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to come out and they're going to start out playing to win, and they're going to finish playing to win, and that's what you want to see with these kids.
The coach sitting across from us that started the football is going to coach to win also.
That's right, absolutely, and he does it every week in and week out.
Yep. So what's next on the agenda, boys?
I want to go over the standings for our
Oh, yeah, let's do this because
football pick'ems for
not-
the year.
Not telling how much longer I'll be in first
For the
place.
year, myself, I am 7 and 8. Dwayne is 6 and 9. Jeff is 7-8.
First place.
Jared is 4-4. And the 1 week we had Dr. Rohrbach, he was 1-7.
Yeah, we need to get Dr. Rohrbach out here again.
But we're not going to let him pick because he stinks picks.
We'll make the picks for him.
So Dwayne's jogging down about 4 or 5 games, and we'll go over them quickly because Jared needs to get home. He wants to eat some of the cake we have here, and he said he just wants to go home and relax and finish watching the baseball game.
No, I ain't watching the baseball.
We'll go over some picks real quick.
No, I don't think anybody cares about the Dodgers and who are they playing?
Yeah, exactly.
And Tampa Bay. You know, although Tampa Bay's winning right now.
All right, Oklahoma and TCU.
Ooh.
We're just picking the winners or
No,
with the
have
spread?
Lines. We got to have
Spread
some
is
lines.
OU 6.5.
Ooh.
Wow, and I'm an
they're
OU
at
fan.
TCU? Ooh. Man. That damn Gary Patterson can just coach defense.
He can coach defense.
He
Is
can
good.
coach
Oh,
defense. But you know what? His counterpart can coach offense.
Oklahoma. I got to.
Yeah, I got to go with 6.5 points. You know, if it was 7.5, it'd make it a lot easier. But at 6.5, I'm gonna have to go to Oklahoma.
And Jared, we're going to pick for him. We'll come back to him. Notre Dame and Pittsburgh. Notre Dame ranked 3 at 4-0. Pittsburgh 3-3.
I said this before the game.
Notre Dame 10.5.
This is manna from heaven. If you want a better ranch or your house or your savings, take Pittsburgh with the points because Pittsburgh might beat Notre Dame
This
outright.
is Maury's lock of the year
Lock
for everybody
of the year.
listening.
So
how do you go against that?
Oh, I can't. I got to take Pitt. I don't even know what the line is.
I go against it. So I know, being a Notre Dame fan, that's when they're on, that's the only game that gets watched in my house. And
Notre Dame and Pitt?
So, well, no, just Notre Dame in general. But I called it last week. They play down to their opponents. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan. His teams play down to their opponents every week. But I think they got a wake-up call against Louisville next week, and I think they cover the 10.5.
Ooh. Is that what the line is? 10.5?
Yep. Notre Dame's 10.5.
You didn't get TCU in Oklahoma. TCU's getting 6.5. It's at TCU.
Ooh.
You were ordering the delicious chicken
I
tenders.
was taking tenders and enchiladas. I'll take Oklahoma in that game.
And you went with Pittsburgh?
No.
No,
Okay,
he's
Dame.
a.
Are you kidding?
He's a Nostradamus.
Baylor in Texas.
Oh, what's
the line on that?
Texas 8.5.
Oh.
Where's it at?
Man, there is all kinds of controversy right now. The band's not even going to play this week.
Which
because
band?
The Texas band, because all the band members are revolting because they don't want to play the Eyes of Texas anymore.
That's so silly.
So they're not even going to have a band.
It's at Texas.
The quarterback stands out on the field and sings the Eyes of Texas by himself. Man,
I'm taking the Bears.
I'll take Texas.
Yeah, I'll take Baylor.
I'll take Texas.
You're taking the Bears, right, Maury?
Yep.
And Jared?
Baylor. Yep.
Okay. I'm wearing my Baylor shirt today. So
We're going with Gary.
We're going with Garrison's Bears.
Hey, and hey, we can talk about athletes from home now because Garrison, our intern from the past, made the Baylor Bears club baseball team, and congratulations
Congrats to Gary.
to our old intern Gary.
He'll be wearing number 9 this coming spring for the Baylor Bears.
Woohoo!
All right, next one, Louisiana Tech and UTSA.
Man,
so
UTSA at 3-3, Louisiana Tech at 3-2.
Yeah, but UTSA's 3 losses could have easily been wins.
Yeah, they've played everybody.
They've played
tough.
some tough games.
Yeah.
Louisiana Tech by 1.5.
I'll take UTSA.
I'll take UTSA.
Straight up.
Maury?
La Tech.
And their last one,
UTSA's good, but gosh,
they got
so many injuries.
Yeah, their quarterback
they're playing in the dome though, first time in
and
a
to
month.
me, this game here is going to be coming up is the best game of the weekend. Number 9 Cincinnati against number 16 SMU. SMU at 5-0, Cincinnati at 3-0.
I'm taking the Bearcats.
I got to go with SMU, man. They're playing at home, and their coach is Sonny Dykes, isn't it? Who's their coach at SMU? Isn't it Sonny Dykes? I think it is.
What's the
Go
2.5.
2.5 SMU.
I'll take them. I'll take the Mustangs.
Yeah, I'm taking SMU. No high school games to pick this week?
Nope.
Darn. We should.
Panthers.
We could have picked the high school, the Divine Hondo game last week. Hondo ran
I'll go
away with that
the,
one.
What do you think the spread is for the Panther game? I'll take the spread.
I'm not sure. Does
Well,
Harris even have a
yeah,
poll
Harris
anymore?
still does the poll,
Yeah, they
and I
did
bet
it.
it's pretty high, but
Panthers cover.
Half of the Black Attack Beaker texted earlier in the week and said it was 27.
yeah,
he heard
I
something.
was going to say 3
27,
touchdowns,
something
so
like that.
I'm
Usually my dad tells me. He didn't tell me on the phone today.
Yeah,
He usually tells
I
me
don't.
what it
I don't
was.
subscribe to the Harris poll.
To me, that's just showing lack of
respect.
respect for Medina Valley, and that's what I like.
And we'll cover
Our
the spread.
defense is, pretty salty, but I think, it's going to come down to, can our offense chew up any clock? Can they sustain drives and finish, number one?
That's gonna be a
but
big deal,
can
chewing the
they
clock.
can they shorten the game? And
That's what you're going to need to do.
Yeah.
they're going to have to play their best game. And 3 touchdowns, 20. If it's 27 points, I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I like what Jeff said there. Like, you're going to have to eat up some clock. You're going to have to move the ball. Another big thing is you can't commit the boneheaded penalties, especially like they have done in the past. And it's not just that they're committing penalties; they're doing it at the worst possible time. When you're down in the red zone, and it's taking points away from you.
Oh, and you know what? By the way, we're champions homecoming.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they do it every year.
That's gonna be
We've been there. We've been there homecoming a few years.
Well, see, I missed the champion game last year because I had my rehearsal dinner was that night, and so
It was homecoming then.
It was in Bernie. I
Yeah.
remember that because I was paying. Shannon was like, "Really, you're watching it here?" I'm like, "I'm not watching. I'm just seeing what the score is."
And Shannon is who to you?
My wife.
Oh,
She
just
puts up
joking.
with it.
But Gerald, I just want to wish you a happy birthday,
Well, thank
Same
you.
here. Happy birthday.
and I want to say that
And by the way, mine was on the 13th, just so you know.
I'm looking forward. Yours was on this 13th. What, were you born on a Friday the 13th?
I was on a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Hey, this is
So
a
how
fun
many
fact.
times does it how many years does it go till you have a Friday the 13th?
Have you had one?
Oh, he's absolutely
Yeah.
has.
Every 7 years, right?
Because my brother,
I have one.
Because
Well,
my
except
brother
leap
was
year.
born on September 13th.
So
So-
I was born the night that the refrigerator ran
William
the ball
Perry?
in against Green Bay on Monday Night Football.
Oh, I thought you were going to
That's
say.
the day I was born.
Thought you were going to say when
Yep.
Ditka just stabbed Walter Payton in the heart and let William Perry, the refrigerator, score a touchdown, and not one of the best running backs in history, score a touchdown in that
I
Super
agree with
Bowl. That was sickening to watch.
I'll agree with that.
No, sickening is watching the Cowboys lately.
Depends.
We'll just
I don't
move
watch
along.
the NFL, and that makes me
We'll
happy.
just move along.
Well, you didn't watch the Astros either until they got into the second round of the playoffs, and then you
watched
started
them
watching
because
them
they-
again.
I watched them because they stopped with the political crap.
Oh,
So
well, the Cowboys hadn't been doing it either.
Maybe not, but I don't watch the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't care about it.
Okay.
No, I don't watch it much either, but, fantasy football and DraftKings have kind of stirred my interest again and stuff like that.
That's been the big thing for the NFL to me is fantasy football because I
Mhm.
think without that they wouldn't have much of a product. People watch for that.
Yeah, people watch college football because it's supposedly real football, but
Yeah.
you're getting to the point now where you're getting these teams that are just dominant year in and year out. The Alabamas, the Clemsons, Ohio States,
Nobody
and
stays in state
Oklahoma.
anymore and plays. That's what I don't like. No one stays
no,
in state.
I didn't say Oklahoma.
I did.
No, I didn't. I said the Clemsons, the Alabama.